Hello there and welcome to today's vlog. As you can probably see, I'm not at home at the moment. If you're wondering where I am, I'm staying with my friends Chris and Vicky at the pyrenees.cc in a place called Arles-sur-Tech, which is in south-eastern France in the heart of the Pyrenees. Basically 40 kilometers that way is the city of Perpignan and the Mediterranean Sea, and then 10 kilometers over there is the Spanish border. I'm staying in my own little kind of private room here, very comfortable. I've got my own little living room, I've got my own little kitchen, and of course there's just a bike workshop here as well, very well equipped, and yeah, it's going to be an absolutely fantastic week of cycling. Okay, Chris, what's the plan for today's ride?
So, the plan for today is Col de Coustouges, leaving from our house, 13.5k climb, average 3.5%, crossing over an international border from France into Spain. We'll carry on in Spain for a little bit, and then we will return back up to the French border, get a coffee in the border town of Coustouges or Saint-Laurent, and then we've got nearly a 13-kilometre descent on the Voie Verte, on the old railway, going over a spectacular viaduct, for a total of 40k and 650 metres climbed.
Fantastic. Bon, allons les chatons. Weather today is absolutely gorgeous. Apparently it's 16 degrees, but as you can see we're all wearing arm warmers and stuff. We may have overestimated that, but yeah, let's see. Here we are at the official start of the Col de Coustouges, and according to the sign it has an average gradient of 3.6% with a maximum of 6.3. Hopefully by the time I get to the top I'll have the same smiling faces as the ones in the sign. Could that be any more French? I feel like we need to sing the Marseillaise now. We're on a slightly steep bit, 7%. Hopefully it gets easier. Two kilometers in now, and according to the Karoo, the gradient hasn't let up from between 5 and 7%. And Chris is making it look deceptively easy. I checked out this route on Google Earth, and it was saying that for me to do the 15k of this climb was going to take me an hour and a half. I'll be happy if I can do it in an hour and a half.
An hour and a half, did you say?
Yeah. How long can you do it?
About 50 minutes, but as a best. But I think an hour and a half is pretty optimistic actually for Google Earth.
Oh, okay. We'll see in about an hour.
We'll find out soon.
Yeah.
Well, we just found out, thanks to Google Translate, that this river over here is called La Quera in Catalan, which according to Google means he loves her. How nice.
The gradient has leveled right out now. We're down to the 3% average, and it's very, very pleasant. All the town road signs in this part of France are in both French and Catalan, because even though we're still in France, we're in Catalonia. And up until the last time I visited here, I always thought Catalonia was just that northern part of Spain around Barcelona, but it extends to this part of France as well. So what do these little signs that I've been seeing mean, Chris?
So every kilometre you've got a sign that shows you your current altitude, your distance from the beginning of the climb, so these are ascending numbers, and then the gradient, in that case 1.7, is the gradient over the kilometre to come.
Cool. This is the village of Saint-Laurent-de-Cerdun, and I think from here to the top of the Col de Coustouges is about another 4 kilometers or so. And I know I can do this because the last time I was here, Vicky and I rode from the railway station that's just behind me here. Last little bit of the climb now, 2.8 kilometers and 130 meters of climbing to the top, and then shortly after that we'll be in Spain. That's the Col de Coustouges done at 13.3 kilometers, and that's actually the longest road climb I've ever done in 50 years of cycling. Before that it was, I think, about 11 kilometers on Mallorca. It's quite a tough climb, even though the average was 3.3%. There were sections there 5, 6, 7%, and that last kilometre and a half was about 5%. So when you've done that last bit, that's been really tough. Chris is just back here. He's been looking for a water fountain. He's very kindly given me his water bottle. So hope you managed.
A lovely fountain, yeah.
Yeah.
Stuck my head right in there.
Good, good. Hope you're suitably refreshed. And
certainly am.
Yeah. And now we're going to push on and cross the border into Spain. Unfortunately, it's a quick change of plans. We won't be crossing the border today due to petty bureaucracy, good old Brexit, and my own stupidity leaving my passport back in the house. Basically, it's probably not a good idea for me to cross the border today, even though, you know, it's completely frictionless. There's nobody down there checking documents or anything, but, you know, knowing my luck, you never know. So we're just going to have to be content to look at Spain from up here, which is basically everything you can see behind me. And the border between France and Spain is only about 150 meters down over there. Looks like we found Chris's fountain, so I'm going to take this opportunity to fill my speed on. Well, that's fierce. So Chris, here's your fountain. What's the story here?
It's called Lieu du Puits Inoubliable, which means place of the unforgettable well. We don't know why, but it's an unforgettable well.
Well, it is, definitely, yeah.
Especially when you need a drink.
Probably best not to go in there. We got chatting to an old chap outside who invited us to come in and have a look at the church. Absolutely beautiful.
Col de Coustouges.
amazing 8-kilometre descent, and now we're going to do a little bit of off-roading back to the house.
We're now on the old railway, which has been repurposed as a gravel route, and we're going to go past the old forge for the iron mines, which you should see in a minute.
Must admit, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm not the most confident of gravel riders. You can't see it all that clearly, but there is the old forge just down there. The views up here are just amazing. Fortunately, at the moment, the gravel isn't too challenging. I don't know what's to come. Hopefully it stays like this. Back on the main road now, and it's a lovely downhill cruise all the way back to the house. Well, there we go, that's us back at the house. 37 kilometres in the bank of fitness, and a ride of many firsts. The longest climb I've ever done on the road, and then probably the longest section I've ever done off-road as well. So thanks, Chris, for today.
Thank you very much.
Been a pleasure. You certainly know where you're going, and the best sort of route. Absolutely amazing place where you have here.
It's been a pleasure to show you. Been a pleasure to show you around. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what adventures we have coming up tomorrow.